So this is the clip the other guy sent me. I'm going to look while we're talking about it. This is from Sam's show. Sam has the solo show now that Jim left in December. Yeah. It's just Sam's show. And it's produced by Travis, who also used to work on the Opie and Anthony show. He sends me this clip, and I guess they were talking about the time when we used to get stuff signed by celebrities. Mm-hmm. Just how it was the wild, wild west as far as we're doing it, that we couldn't even think about today. Doing shit the way we did it back then when we were still doing that show. Let's take a listen.
Early on, you bring a DVD to get signed, and we were doing that. I mean,
every day,
dude. O&A, especially the K-Rock years of O&A. And this is, by the way, credit to Jim Norton, who was such an autograph fiend at the time that he also thought that what he was doing was so regular that we all should get the opportunity to do it. You would have thought it was a Comic-Con. There would be this is not a lie. We would have a folding table set up in the studio.
I'm sure there's pictures of it somewhere.
100%. It was...
I was looking. I didn't have enough time. I'm looking through old studio shots because I know somewhere along the lines I had photos of just... We had these giant... like, you know when wrestling, when they'd have the tables that they would go through? Those big... brown rectangle tables that we just have stuff laid out there with Post-it notes and markers ready to go, standing there holding so that they could just go down the line, sign everything like it was, like they said, like it was a Comic-Con or one of those sports signings that you spend a ton of money for. We were getting it for free for all of that stuff.
Full of covers of DVDs, like the DVD covers or 8x10s or whatever. I mean, guests would come in and sign 15 to 20 items. It was fucking crazy.
Like Erik would just you would come in, you'd give your DVD or whatever to Erik.
Eric Nagel.
God bless him.
Yeah, and he was shameless too. He was the best.
Would quietly just set everything up.
Yeah.
He would have his silver Sharpies, his black Sharpies,
different color markers.
I
mean, it was you know, they do private signings.
Yes.
You know, where you mail your items in and pay because they have this celebrity in a hotel room and they're not going to do a public sign, but we did private signings, but for free.
Post-it notes with everybody's name on them.
That's right. Yeah.
I was very detailed. I was good at this. I know how to get.
I was going to say, if I'm right, if you were to look back behind me, there's a copy of The Conjuring, and then there's a copy of Death Proof right there that you sent me, signed by a few gentlemen. So trust me, years later, I'm benefiting from your shameless autograph.
Everybody benefited because once Norton showed me the way.
Yeah.
Norton was so meticulous with all of this stuff. I had to do test photos of the camera to test the white balance. And I go, Jim, these are automatic. This is when you still had digital cameras, right?
Right.
I'm like, it's set on automatic, you know, unless you manually adjust it, this is what it is. The flash is going to course correct everything that you're seeing here. Well, I don't like the flash because, you know, get in the eyes and everything, but you need the flash. That's why it's there to fix the color and the white balance of this stuff, right? So we would go through all that. We'd test the camera. The battery's good. It has full power. Do you have the thing out there? We'd have fresh silver Sharpies, right? We'd have to go. Jim would go, all right, test it. I want to see you test it out. I had to take it on a piece of paper and go like this, just to kind of break the head of the marker a little bit. Just because if you sign it kind of new, it would skip a little bit because the ink fully wasn't there. Yeah. So I'd have to do this all the time to make sure that this was a fresh marker. If it had any kind of graying on the head of there, it's like, I don't want that, throw it out because it's going to be too flat. It would write too wide instead of like pinpoint kind of thing. Like, it was insane. It got to the point where it quickly moved from Ben to Steve to me to take care of Jim's stuff because they didn't want to deal with it, right? And then I grew to love it. Everybody else was annoyed with it. I loved having these experiences with Jim because it was hilarious. And if you knew how to do it right, because Jim would always admit, you know, he's insane with some of these things, they would make great stories the next day on the air. It's like, oh, I was with Jim. We were at this thing to get a Yankee thing signed, or we went across the street to K-Rock because that's there'd be a story about Jim's insanity. And other people had stories like this. Jim Florentine would talk about this stuff when they would go backstage for rock shows and things about Jim being a menace. Kenny would have stuff to deal with that. Sometimes Keith the cop would have, like, anybody that had to deal with Jim in this capacity. Oh, there's Kenny right there. Hi, Kenny. I got one thing signed, the 50th anniversary of James Bond by Roger Moore. Yes, I do remember that. Quick little side note. I have it over there. I'll have to dig for it. I got, the Roger Moore joke from The Simpsons.
It's
right?
one of my favorite. I gotta say, this may be one of my favorite stories you've told me because I love The Simpsons so much. So I get the bit.
Right. So there's a thing where they're in the comic book man's shop, and he's looking at stuff in the counter. They're looking at stuff in the counter, and there's like, what that? He goes, it's a photo of Sean Connery as James Bond as signed by Roger Moore. Now, the joke was that Roger Moore would used to go to all these conventions and things before it was deemed okay. Like, it was still kind of taboo for movie stars to do commercials and television and those kind of things, or any celebrities to do any kind of convention where you would go and get autographs signed. Well, Roger Moore was infamously known in the 70s and the 80s to go do all these things and would sign everything that you possibly could. Is this the thing there? Yeah, that's the joke. So what I did was...
Janice?
Right. What I did was, as I photoshopped out the signature, right? And I wrote what to write on the Post-it note and had Roger Moore sign this.
Such a good bit.
Right?
It makes me so
It's
happy.
over there. It's in one of the cabinets over there. I don't want to run off and grab it, but I'll promise. Remind me next week. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, we'll get
so
it.
Roger Moore signed. I think I have a photo of him somewhere signing the thing. So we go to break. He's signing everything, whatever. We have long commercial breaks, 10, 15 minutes long, because we go long on that show. We come back from break. Jim is seething. Jim wanted to yell at me because he thought I didn't know that was Sean Connery, not Roger Moore.
So he thought you were a moron.
Oh yeah. So I said, Jim, that's the joke. The joke was that
photo of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore.
The joke was that Roger Moore would sign anything if you paid him. So that was the Simpsons gag here, and Jim didn't fully understand it at first, and then Jim goes, oh, okay. Jim was ready just to go fucking nuts at some sort of disrespect I was giving a major celebrity.
Is this real?
Yeah, that's how dumb he is.
Is this real?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Bond.
Oh, Bond. Very good. No, but really fast before he gets in here, you got to know about this.
Do you know what Eric's doing?
Oh, I know. Yeah. This is so
What are you
stupid.
doing?
What are you
It's
doing?
not stupid.
Yes, it is
Really?
stupid.
Why is it stupid? No, you tell us why it's not.
why
is it-
it's
it's-
not
Because it's a
stupid.
famous scene from The Simpsons.
It's a famous James Bond scene from The Simpsons.
Oh, okay. I'm
And he
sorry.
wants him to sign it
I'm
to Eric.
sorry.
All
I
right.
didn't realize.
Yeah, it's a big joke. A signed portrait of Sean Connery as signed by Roger Moore.
You know what? I stand corrected.
Oh, did we just get slapped
You know what? I was. I apologize.
And you know
to-
what?
to
Erock had a lot of confidence.
My apologies.
Wow.
I think
we
all
look
of our
stupid.
apologies to Erock.
We
You know
couldn't
what, you
wait
could-
to smash you.
You can tell Norton's full of shit because
And here
he's
comes Roger
acting
Moore
'cause
down
his
the hall.
eyes opened up real big when he apologized.
No, but I was being genuine.
No,
Okay.
he got us.
There was another time, non-celebrity, I tweeted out something before the show. We were talking about it. We had a guest coming that day. So I tweeted out as the show started. And I remember Jim seething again. I'm sitting on my board, Opps on his board, Ant's in his spot, Jim's where he sits. And he's losing his shit over this tweet that I put out on the show account. What? We have such and such coming in today. Yeah. Why did you ever think, like, why wouldn't you tag the person in there so that maybe they would see it and repost it and promote that they're coming on the show? I did. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What did? And he's showing it to me, and I walk in there. I go, Jim, look at the bottom. Twitter had just implemented the thing where you can attach a tag to a photo instead of writing it in the comments, and Jim wasn't aware of this. And he was losing his fucking mind over this thing, and we had to show Jim, no, it's there, it was tagged. And then he goes, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like, it's supposed to be okay now at that point because you just were about to go code red on everything.
He's caught up. You're good.
Yeah. Those are the moments I miss on that show. The
Yeah.
insanity, the nonsense. Let me see if I can find a date real quick of when Roger Moore was on the show. I'm looking through my database here because I think I have the photo. This is fantastic for the audience.
Again, though, this just is actually very impressive if people really think about it, how quickly you can find things in your archive. I can't find pictures of my kids that I took 12 weeks ago.
Right.
You can if you have a date, you can pick out and find within minutes everything you need.
Yeah, I'm looking here. I don't think oh yes. All right, this isn't the best photo to see the thing, but we do have this.
No, this is funny. Intersect said, just look up the date Roger Moore died and you'll find your photo with him and Erik.
Oh, that's probably too. That's on my Instagram, but that's not when he was on the show. Here's an image of him in studio. It's not the one with me and him posing, but okay.
It's buried at the bottom.
Here it is. Look in Roland's hand right down there. If you can see
There's
it.
the picture. Yeah, I see it.
It doesn't let me zoom in on this thing here.
No,
maybe
but
does
I
it?
see it for sure.
No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't let me zoom in. But you can see it right there. It's in Roland's hand.
Yep.
There's my photo of Roger Moore, of Sean Connery as James Bond, soon to be signed by Roger Moore.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's insane. So Sam is 100% right, and Travis too. It's like when you're talking about this, it's like the fact that we could do any of this was ridiculous. Roger Moore was a great interviewer too. Roger Moore was fantastic. So glad that we got a chance to have him come on and do all that stuff. Whippet said, "Yeah, look through your one camera roll of 14,000 photos." No, I have a bit of a database that I can pull things up and
quite impressive
and do all of that. Yes, all those years of nerdiness finally paying off. Back to the Sam stuff here.
Pointing sign there.
And I think about that now, and I'm like,
This was crazy.
this is insane.
We were on an island.
Yeah, there was no talent department coming in. This is a K-Rock. Nobody was coming into that studio that didn't belong in that studio, you know?
And I'm not all of us. Myself, I know Travis,
Me.
Roland, Eric. We would literally go shopping.
Yeah.
DVD shopping the night before.
Because William Shatner was coming in.
Right. It's not like
So I
these
better
were...
get Wrath of Khan.
Right. Sometimes we just be like...
Can I point out that I brought the first Star Trek? I realized I grabbed the wrong one. I brought the first Star Trek movie in, where everybody,
the one no one likes.
yeah, the Viger one. Obviously,
yeah, look at Viger.
but look at it this way. Obviously, Wrath of Khan, the best Star Trek movie ever made, right?
Sure.
The most famous, the most beloved, what have you?
I would say the original cast. We gotta put that line there.
Why? What from Next Generation is?
First Contact is one of my favorites.
All right, that's fair. Okay, I don't think it's bigger than Wrath of Khan, but it can be the close second.
Probably
for
not,
that.
but yeah.
Ricardo Montalban as Khan. So I realized I grabbed the wrong one, and I brought in the first one. Now, you're right. Nobody liked the first one. The first one wasn't as well beloved as in the original older version of Star Trek. The even number movies were the favorites. The odd number movies were kind of eh.
Yeah.
But on that accident, how many people can say I have Star Trek 1 signed by William Shatner when everyone else has Wrath of Khan?
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Right?
That would be a good bit where you find the one thing that maybe they don't like as much or didn't do well or no one knows about. It's like having like Adam Sandler signing Overboard.
Right.
Or going overboard or whatever his really first movie was.
I think I have Adam Sandler signed Punch Drunk Love.
We'll see. That's a good one.
Yeah. Whoopit saying the first one they were saving whales or something. No, that was the fourth one.
That was the fourth one.
Again, 2, 4, and 6 were the ones that were beloved. 1, 3, and 5 were kind of meh.
The fourth one, other than Wrath of Khan, the fourth one I think is the best original cast movie.
Right.
There. It's fucking great.
Okay.
Like, what's the most obscure random movie we could find to get signed?
Oh, yeah, the coordination. That was a thing because we'd have our talent list. We'd know ahead of time from Roland or the talent department who was coming in, who was on our schedule, whatever. And we would coordinate about what movies or what things we were going to get signed. So sometimes if a guest came in, Roland would ask, it's like, what can I get? What do you think I should get? And I said, oh, for that, you should get this thing. Oh, okay. I don't know what Roland did with any of that stuff, but he would ask sometimes that, with that, or he'd give you money. He's like, could you pick me up a copy too? If you're going to, because on my way home, there was a Best Buy and Best Buy was still, Best Buy at the time. You could rely on it.
Right.
So I would stop there all the time to get CDs, movies, or whatever. Or Walmart wasn't far from there either, or Target, or any of those places. So you could go there and grab all that stuff before a guest came in.
People get mad at you for the ones you wanted signed.
Well. When the Coreys came in, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, we laid out the private signing table. And I believe I had multiple items. Many of us did.
Too. Yeah, I had License to Drive.
I did too.
Oh, I'm jealous of that one.
I got both of them to sign it.
I think I had License to Drive as well.
I have both. I have License to Drive signed by both as well.
And then I know I have something else.
Yeah, I don't remember if I brought.
I may have brought the Goonies just for.
I have Goonies.
I might have brought Lost Boys. I don't remember.
I would have
Maybe
brought
Lost Boys.
That's what
I think I have Lost Boys signed, and I don't think I've ever watched the movie.
Really?
I don't think I've ever watched that movie. In fact, if I do have Lost Boys signed, do you want that? I'll give it to you.
Of course I would.
Okay. You know what? Let me go look in the archive real quick. If I'm not back before they're done talking about the Coreys, just pause it and wait for a second.
Lost Boys signed, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it was, but they did a movie together, National Lampoon's Last Resort. I want to say.
Yep.
And I mean,
oh, that was terrible.
It was a shit show.
All right, hold on a second. I got to correct this thing here. He's talking about The Last Resort. He's talking about a movie that Corey Feldman didn't. He said Corey Haim, but it was Corey Feldman didn't want to sign. It wasn't that. He is correct. He's going to explain. Derek, our old audio production, I'm not our imaging guy, producer, production guy. I love Derek. Derek was a lot of fun. Derek brought in Meatballs 3.
Oh, so bad.
It was Corey Feldman that refused to sign it, threw it on the floor. I picked it up and put it back on the table while they were signing other things. He walked over again and then saw it and threw it again. He goes, I'm not fucking signing this thing. And then went on to a little, tirade about something about the payment, or he didn't get royalty or something from the movie. Hated it. But yeah, it was Derek who brought Meatballs 3 that Corey Feldman threw on the floor twice. The second with prejudice because he did not want anything to do with it. You keep going with this. I'll be right back.
Movie done for the money.
Mm-hmm. It's in 94. It was way after.
Way past.
This is after their run.
So they're signing it, the private signing.
Characters.
Right.
But after,
good.
After the original run.
We're giving them, carpal tunnel syndrome or whatever because they got writer's cramp.
Sure.
Because they're signing so many items. And Corey Haim, God rest his soul, sees the DVD cover for Last Resort and throws it off the table and keeps signing. And our old sound guy, Derek, who's just the most hilarious person, he sees them knock it off the table. He picks it up. He puts it back on the table.
Oh, my God.
And Corey Haim knocks it off the table again.
He's like, I'm not signing that shit.
I'm not signing that shit, he says. I mean, dude, and it's not like we would just take advantage of Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. We put out the table for Sacha Baron Cohen dressed as Borat.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, man, that's an autograph I'd love.
It's funny that he has such an issue with Meatballs, either 3 or 4, because the band that he tours around with, his lead guitarist was in that Meatballs movie, and that's who he tours with now. So, like, he's still in that world and still brings it up because he mentions it. He mentions it in his live show, which unfortunately I've seen. And it's hilarious that he had such an adverse reaction to it.
I have the Ali G show on DVD signed, and he signed it as
Ali G.
Ali G.
In character.
Yeah.
And then Roland didn't have one. So he said, are you getting the DVD cover signed? I said, yes. He goes, can I have your insert? I have him sign the insert. That way I'll keep the insert. You keep the cover. I go, yeah, that's cool. And he signed like the insert. He signed the cover. He signed Travis's cover. And it's
I had to give my Field of Dreams.
All right. So I went into the vault and I looked. One, I found my License to Drive.
Nice.
Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. Who was the girl? It was Heather Graham.
It was Heather Graham.
Oh, I had her sign it too.
Oh, that's a good one. I love Heather Graham.
All right, so this is the other movie she signed, because the other one's framed over there on the wall. She signed Austin Powers 2.
Nice.
We would always look for weird things to bring in. Like, everyone could bring the big thing in, but if you could look for weirder things, the celebrities usually tend to love that. And they're like, you like that movie? Oh, yeah. And you talk about that. So, yeah, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, Heather Graham signed that one.
Well, I did that with Robert Englund. I went to a signing to have the Freddy versus Jason signed.
Right.
And when I went up and talked to him, I told him how much I loved his directorial debut when he did, I think it was 976 Evil. And
oh, yeah, I remember that.
What? He's like, no one ever talks about that. And then like I sat there for like 5-10 minutes at a signing just talking about that movie and how it fucked me up as a kid watching it on Cinemax late at night and, all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, sometimes they really do like when you bring up the lesser talked about properties that they're a part of.
Right.
Unless it's Meatballs 3.
Yeah, I don't have the Meatballs 3, but I can also now put this in there if you would like.
Oh, that's perfect. I would love it. Lost
Boys, Corey Haim.
I love Lost Boys.
Corey Feldman. I have we'll get back to the Sam show in a second here, but I wanted to show you this. I found some old footage here. Look in the back. See in the back right corner? Mm-hmm. That was the table that had everything set up. And they would come over there and sign. So this was Corey Feldman. I guess this was his wife. I don't know if he's still married or whatever, but
he's married to someone else.
Okay.
He's done a couple.
So he was with this person at the time, and there's Corey Haim right there.
For having us, guys. And Susie Feldman, of course. Thank you, Corey. All right, bro.
See, right there in the back was one of the tables. At one point, it got to 2 tables. It was an L shape in the corner of our studio there.
Good to meet you, too.
For where people would come in, celebrities come in. We'd have everything laid out there. Jim would have his photos that were printed out at like photo labs and everything laid out there, covered and everything. Like it was a special way to handle Jim's photos and what have you. So yeah, you could see in the back of the corner there was the signing table. They just mentioned Borat, right, in the clip?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I wanted to show you this. This is one of the best things. So yeah, he came in as Borat, showed up as Borat.
That's pretty cool. Talked
in Borat and everything. Travis said, but when he went to sign for the Ali G thing, he talked to Travis because he wasn't on air. Talked to Travis as Ali G, and guy was very cool, right?
That's really cool.
He's Mephisto now in Marvel.
Yes,
I wanted to show you this clip that still shows up every now and then on the social. You know how certain things just are cyclical? They show up on social media for no reason other than somebody discovered it again and it became a thing. This is when Borat was talking about putting Patrice O'Neal in a cage. Take a look.
And look at this man. He is a big. Do you have?
All right, right behind Patrice, you can barely see me, is me. That's where my secondary board. I would sit right there.
Hey, do you have that color in your country?
We have a one man like this. He work in a circus. People pay 25,000 tenge to touch his hair. He's called Gogol. You know him?
Don't I look like Kazakhstani women?
You are not the woman's. You are a big man.
Yes, sir.
I would like to wrestle you with no clothes.
And I wish I had the cram that I should have been blessed with.
Oh, you don't have a big cram?
Oh, I wanted a baby on, but I didn't get blessed with a big cram.
Yes, mine is thick like a can of Pepsi.
You're the Indians.
Dot Indians? What are the dot Indians?
Well, there's the red ones that at the casinos, and then there's the dot ones that we mistake for Arabs.
Yes. What?
The ones that look like black people with white people hair.
Ah, yeah, you're hungry. Yeah.
I love what? I love that Patrice got him to like break for a second because he didn't know how to react to the Indian casinos and the dots for Arabs. And it's like you could tell it took him out of it for a minute and he had to like think, how do I proceed with this? And then went back into character. That was great.
Now you
are a fat.
Whoa! Whoa, Borat!
Not just you're fat. You're a fat.
You're a fat.
Yeah.
You're
Oh, there I am, right there over Patrice's shoulder.
I like. Very nice.
Just having fun here.
Borat's messing with my self-esteem. I just asked about dot Indians.
Women would go crazy for you in Kazakhstan. They like it very much. A fat.
Would they let me get on top in Kazakhstan? Or what's the
position?
The known position, the best position.
Most famous position in Kazakhstan is called the dog style.
Ah,
yes,
right.
Where the man stand up like this.
Oh yeah.
And the dog stand like this. You have tried this?
No, never tried that one.
Awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool.
All right. Back to the Sam stuff here.
Signed by Ray Liotta. No, I had to give my Goodfellas signed by Ray Liotta to Anthony because Anthony forgot to bring something in. So I kept Field of Dreams because I love Field of Dreams. But I also love Goodfellas. And I was like, nah, you can have that too.
Yeah. I probably have Goodfellas signed by Ray Liotta.
Probably do. It's
I have
probably
a
in a
box.
box somewhere in the club.
That's happened a few times where
you forget you had something?
No, like the staff, because we were all greedy, the staff would always have our stuff set and ready to go. Sometimes, like, Norton very rarely ever forgot anything, or he didn't bring something because he didn't really care about a certain guest, but then at the end he did, and now he wanted the book, or now he wanted the DVD or whatever.
Yeah.
So on rare occasion, there would be times Anthony forgot his stuff too. We would send the interns out to go to Barnes & Noble or any of the stores, because New York at that time, everything's open at all hours. You could send them somewhere to go pick up, go get the book, go get the movie, run back here, But if one of the hosts forgot something and they wanted that, you kind of had to. You can't just go, no, this is mine or whatever. You had to give it up to them. It's like, here you go, you can have it. It makes sense because without them, you don't have this opportunity,
Sure.
So you would have to do that.
It's probably my parents' attic.
Yeah. None of that shit is displayed anywhere.
I know. But there's so much.
So much.
And to answer your question, yes. I went through all my DVD collection trying to pull out everything that's signed.
There's a few things that I have.
Hold on. Kenny's in here. If Norton forgot something, I had to go to his apartment and get it. That too. That was another thing. It's like, it's like, all right, where's Kenny? I got to get the card for the intern for Brett. Oh, Kenny had to go back because Norton forgot whatever. So it's like, just lay it out and he'll reimburse you. Okay, no problem.
That I'll keep.
Yes.
Like I have Dogma signed by George Carlin and Chris Rock and Kevin Smith. And I'll keep that.
The DVD or the poster?
The DVD.
Oh.
And the DVDs.
I have Carlin signed a couple of CD covers for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have, I don't want to take it off the wall, but over there, a long time ago, I wrote to, I met his daughter, Kelly. And this, you're talking back in the early 2000s.
Right.
And we talked for a little bit and said I was, she knew I was a big fan of her dad and everything. She said, no, email me and I'll get him to sign a photo for you. So I emailed her and she sent it. And I have the black and white photo that George signed.
That's cool.
But then above it framed is when he came into the show, I got my photo. So I pieced it all together, right? So I have the CD covers. I also have, he signed Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's good.
So
That's good.
I thought at some point we'd run into Keanu Reeves. It has not happened, but I have two of the three.
Still time.
I have Alex Winter and I have George Carlin on the movie cover for Bill and Ted's.
Tough to find anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's going to come back out, but for the longest time.
And that version and everything.
Yeah.
And no, that's a cool thing. Yeah, I have
I think I have a few things that I'll definitely keep.
I think it's a WrestleMania 19 DVD that is now very difficult to get anyway. Or maybe it's 17. It might be 17 because I think it's got the old logo, which is why you can't,
Sure, yeah.
But it's signed. It's Rock and Stone Cold are on the cover, and it's signed by Stone Cold. And I got to dig it up, and I'm gonna get it signed by The Rock, and I know I'll be able to.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and that would be like one of those, like, yeah. But like, there's some things where it's like, I'm sure I have movies signed by actors that I've never seen the movie.
Absolutely.
You just go out.
I did. Lost Boys. I still haven't watched it, and I'm giving it to Jordan now. So
that's so fun.
We're in that sort of. We were young, and like it would just be like, well, we got to get something. There's an actor coming in.
Hold on. This is another thing I forgot about. Kenny also had to keep a stock of baseballs, basketballs, boxing gloves, and UFC gloves on standby for him. Yes, we
Makes
had
sense.
cabinets in our the office I shared was Roland and myself, but it was built for 4 people, but it was just the 2 of us there, right? And they had all these cabinets in the office. So one cabinet was just designated for Kenny because he had to keep stuff there for Opie's breakfast and whatever else Kenny needed to use it for. But this also as well, I forgot he had baseballs, he had UFC gloves, things had to be there in case, not only on our show, but sometimes guests would show up for other things that we either weren't aware of, or if a legendary athlete was in Sirius to be on another program, we had to let him know. It's like, hey, such and such is here. Go grab something out of Kenny's cabinet and go get it signed for Norton.
I was going to say, I think that was one of my other favorite stories you've told me, is when Tyson came in and he's like, look, I'm not going to sign boxing gloves. But then you pulled out like your original still in box Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
It's over there.
Yeah. I was like, that's a good one.
It's in a shadow box and everything. So he signed the box for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and then I'm holding it with him in a photo of him holding the signed Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
I know.
Both the photo and that is there. But also, I was going through my stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but right there, they put out Everlast. Is it Everlast Boxing? Is that the?
I believe so. Yes.
Everready's the battery, so it is Everlast. They put out.
He signed batteries for me. Weird.
He kept putting the 9 volts on his tongue. He took they put out custom gloves for when he had a reality show about his pigeons.
Oh yeah.
For the Learning Channel or something like that. So we went to the premiere or a special screening of it. It was a big party in Manhattan, and everybody who got in got to get one of these gloves. I got a glove. I forgot whoever else went with it. I think Roland got a glove, whatever. But it's a custom Mike Tyson's pigeon show, whatever, glove. When he came back in with Tyson, and some of the boxers have this thing where they'll sign anything but boxing gloves because they make money doing that at sports shows and what have you. And I said, oh, okay. And the guy who was with Tyson, he goes, oh, wait a minute. Were you at the premiere party? I said, yeah. I said, I know, because they gave you the gloves and they wanted you to go talk to Mike and get the glove signed. That's why they gave it to you, so you could do it at that event. I said, yeah, there was just too many people and I didn't want to bother him. I knew he was coming in a couple days after that to our show, so I just thought it would be easier to do it here rather than try to, bother him there. Mm-hmm. And the guy saw that it was the custom glove that meant you were at the event. He goes, oh yeah, that's fine. Great. So hanging over there, this was the Mike Tyson glove.
To Erik.
So see, look, it's official Everlast, but it has, what was it called? Taking on Tyson on Animal Planet. That's what it was on.
Gotcha.
But I had that glove, and his handler's like, oh, you were at the event. Yeah, he'll sign that for you.
That's really cool.
So I have that. I have this. And then I have 1 year from San Diego Comic-Con. He had that show that was on Adult Swim called Mike Tyson Mysteries.
I was just going to mention Mike Tyson Mysteries. It was one of my favorites.
They gave out...
We had what's his face, the guy who does Bugs Bunny's voice.
Right.
And we had mentioned because he did a voice on Mike Tyson's Mysteries.
So we were doing something at San Diego Comic-Con, Matt and I, and we did at the time they had like this big giant courtyard outside between the hotel and the convention center that Adult Swim took over and made like their own carnival and a drive-in movie theater. Like at night, they were screening movies and shows that were Adult Swim properties. You could sit on the lawn, camp out, and watch these giant movies at night. But during the day, they have a carnival thing going on, and I have two. At least I hope I have two. I know I have one, but I had two. They make Mike Tyson face koozies. So if I have an extra one of those, I'll send it to you. But I have that one, and I bring that out every summer. And somebody makes a comment. It's like, what the hell did you get that? It's like, you ain't touching that. That one's mine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's a little hard to do now since I don't drink soda anymore, but just got to find different ways to flaunt it. All right. Continuing on here. Whoops.
Fun. We got to get something signed by him, and there were no consequences, and there was no sort of. We didn't care about looking unprofessional because it wasn't us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If nobody's going to tell us not to do this, we're going to do this.
On a stupid show.
We're total idiots.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, what a terrible thing to do to guests. That's crazy. That's a crazy, crazy thing.
Yep. Yeah, now I understand why some producers were like, you absolutely cannot do that.
Yeah, our original producer was like, nobody's getting anything signed.
And Ben, our producer when we started at XM, Ben, he wasn't wrong, but in the spirit of the show, he was wrong. He wouldn't let me take photos in the studio when a guest was in there. Like, it was one thing that Opant and Jim were getting their photos, but we were in the age of Steve had a website that was ahead of YouTube, that was ahead of Facebook, everything. We were putting video clips up there in Real Player and all that. Like, nobody else was doing this stuff. So we would make galleries. When a guest was in studio, we'd take candid shots in there. And Ben got to a point where he was screaming at me. He's like, you're not allowed to do this anymore. You're not allowed to take photos and what have you. So I don't know how many days go by, and I'm kind of annoyed. And Opps like elbowing, like, get photos of this. I'm like, I'm not allowed to. And he's like, what? And then that became a thing on the air. He's like, who told you you're not allowed to? And I was like, because O&A did everything on air. It's like, Ben told us that we're not allowed to take photos or anything like that. And then that quickly got thrown out the window that I was allowed to take photos in there. And Steve was in there with the camera taking video. Why couldn't we take photos of what else was going on? The candid shit behind the scenes stuff during the interviews, what have you. Once that rule was dismissed, and the new rule was we're allowed to get photos of stuff, and people are allowed to get photos, then Jim started bringing all these things in where he was getting signed, and then that became, well, everyone else around here is allowed to get stuff signed. They work on the show, and then it blew up into that. Like, it was give him the quintessential, give him an inch and he'll take a mile. That's what we did.
Then it overcorrected.
You're a buzzkill.
The what?
I was going to say, did you guys ever run into a situation where, like, you had someone on and you guys were ready to get all this stuff signed and they just flat out said, fuck you, and that's not happening?
Kurt Russell.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Russell.
That hurts me a little bit.
Kurt Russell did not want to sign anything. He didn't even want to sign anything for the hosts. And I think Norton broke him down and got something signed.
Do you think you would bring in like an old like clamshell Disney movie of the computer wore tennis shoes? And
I don't
sign
know.
That
you saw
sake?
A very, very sad and dejected Erik with his Stargate movie poster not being able to get signed. And it's signed by two other people, and I couldn't get Kurt Russell to sign. Because who's asking him to sign a Stargate anything?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
It's like when they killed woke because it was too woke. It overcorrected. A little woke is probably the right amount.
Yeah.
Stir in a little. But they overcorrected, and they overcorrected that way too. They were like, no DVDs signed. Everyone gets multiple.
So much.
Yep.
So much.
And it's just like, I can't imagine now going to a show as a guest.
Yeah.
And looking at a table, because I would go like,
a bunch of shit.
I'd be like Tom Brady at a charity auction going like, no, dude, I get paid to do this. I'm not just signing everybody's shit.
I mean, we would continue it here.
Oh, yeah.
We did it here when we
Eric
first
would just
got
bring
here.
stuff out into the lobby.
Yeah, he would. He didn't care.
God bless him.
Can I tell you something? Can I
Okay,
tell you
go
something?
ahead.
You know what Eric did sometimes to avoid the talent department?
The what?
So many Funko Pops and
Oh, no, this is before the Funko Pop
Well,
stuff.
yeah.
Because once I had my show, I had a deal with Funko. I knew the people over there, and I would tell them in advance who we had guests coming, and they would tell me if they had something related to that guest or the property that they were part of in some way, shape, or form, would send overnight me or like 2-day delivery a box of Pops. And my only thing I had to do was get one signed to send back to Funko. The rest, was either for the staff of my show, or I gave a lot of shit away on my Sirius show. Every night we were giving away signed Funkos and DVDs, video games, all of that. I was trying to buy the audience, It's just like, we're giving away all this shit. So listen. But yeah, Funko used to have a deal, had a deal with them. They would send me stuff. I would get it signed. I'd send one back to Funko. And then, if Giddles wanted one, Matt wanted one, or if somebody I owed a favor to at talent department, like, can I get that? Yeah, There you go. And then I'd have at least one to give away on the air. And that's what we did.
You would hear.
We did it here when we
Eric
first
would just
got
bring
here.
stuff out into the lobby.
Yeah, he would. He didn't care.
God bless him.
Can I tell you
Eric-
something? Can I
okay,
tell you
go
something?
ahead.
You know what Eric did sometimes to avoid the talent department? He'd go he'd bring all our shit with him. Like, he would not be selfish about it. He was really good about it.
No, I always made sure if anybody had something, I'd walk around. You have anything you want? I'd get it done because I didn't care. Like, we're getting this done. We're probably never going to see this famous person ever again. Sure. This is the chance. This is go time.
He would get celebrities to sign stuff in the elevator bank.
Yes, that's exactly
Yes,
what I
he
was
would.
going to say.
Yes, he would.
We were specifically told Edward Norton would not sign anything.
And Eric was like, well, good. Elevator bank is free property.
Eric goes, bet.
Yeah.
He walked out there, and you know what I got that day? Fight Club signed by Ed Norton.
And that's a sick item.
I have that too.
But elevator bank, he said, that's community property.
That's international waters.
Right.
There's no law.
It's maritime law here.
And if you couldn't get the elevator bank, you'd get him in the elevator. If you couldn't get him in the elevator, you'd be down in the lobby downstairs to get him in the elevator. As long as it was before they walked out the door, you'll see so many TMZ clips of when they run into celebrities in New York. They're coming out these rotating doors. If it's not NBC, it's SiriusXM. So they would be there all the time. So as long as I could get to them before they walked out those doors, because then there's all the other people, like the celebrity, the guys who stalk celebrities at the airport and stuff like that.
I've seen those.
That have
stacks of photos.
Yeah, or they have the big cardboard thing that floats out, and there's like 19 photos that they try to get them to sign by holding it like that. As long as I could get them before they leave the building, it was fair game. At least in my mind, it was.
Maritime law. And they were like, where'd you get that information? He's like, I just thought about it. And really, I think it checks out. Yeah. I mean, he's in the elevator bank just getting people to sign shit. Can you imagine? I couldn't get, there are hosts here that work here at Sirius every day that I wouldn't do that to, let alone a guest coming in.
It was a different time, though.
It was a different time.
Because I think O&A came here, and it was just this kind of like, fuck everybody.
There was still a free-for-all mentality. I remember Tarantino came in once. And then he had to do like a phoner after the interview with O&A. And he did the phoner in our office.
That's right.
And while he's on the phone, everybody's just sliding him items.
No, while he was on the phone, there were a few things in there that we had wanted to get signed. And he left the office and he had signed everything.
He just saw it.
He was on the phone and he just like, I know
That's
that he
so
signed.
cool.
Yeah, like.
That's so cool.
Okay. Let me clarify a little bit about this thing. So they are correct, but here's some extra information for it.
He signed it all Roger Moore.
That'd be great. Roger Moore just signs every famous thing that we have. So Quentin Tarantino comes in, and this wasn't the first time he's been on the show. I think this might have been like the third time he was on the show. And we were told at this point that he needs to do a phoner for something. He has a phone interview or phone meeting or whatever, coordinated with Roland that he needed an office to use the phone. So they were going to use our office, which is the office Roland and I shared. But after that, after he was done with O&A, he immediately had to go in and do that stuff. So in the studio...
that's cool.
So that's Anthony. Let me see if I can make this bigger there. So that's Anthony's Pulp Fiction poster, which, by the way, he got that like museum glass framed and everything. It was hanging in his studios when he was still living on Long Island. I'm sure it's in his house down in South Carolina, but he had it there. And then there was only other thing I don't remember what this was here, but that Travis had something that he got signed, but he had to.
Oh, that's a Reservoir Dogs poster. Looks like a Mondo.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Travis was into all of those those things too.
You can see the straight razor that he gets his ear cut off with.
Very cool. So he has to go to our office to do the meeting. And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to think ahead. I'm like, oh, damn, we're not going to be able to get the other stuff signed. I was like, well, he's going to use our thing. So I purposely left it stacked on my desk, and I put the silver Sharpie right next to it. And I knew he was going to use my phone, my desk phone, because he needed a landline to make his call, right? So, what are you... Stop talking to the chat in the chat. What are you talking about here?
You're tell your story.
No. Hold on. No, I forget it. So, I knew he was going to be in there. I'm like, there might be a chance he sees it sitting there and he might just want to sign it. And lo and behold, my theory was proven true. Because he was sitting there talking on the phone, whatever, just leaned over, took the marker and started signing the things I had on my desk. One of the things, everyone else got, I think I have a movie somewhere signed. I don't remember which one. I might have gotten Kill Bill or something.
That's pretty good.
What I got is something that I know nobody has, or at least that I'm aware of that nobody has. You saw Anthony got a movie poster. Travis got the Mondo poster, which is also another unique piece. That's fantastic.
Yeah, because Mondo, I mean, I have a Mondo Return of the Living Dead, and it's like one of 175. So they are very limited quantity.
But they're high quality work.
They're very good.
So it's very cool if you get that kind of thing. I went one step further. I'm like, well, I don't know anything about the Mondo posters. I don't know about some of the other things. What do I know about? Oh, yeah, I know about this. And I remembered I had one of these and I brought it in and boom.
The reaction
folder where he's in his robe with the mug. That's what I got signed. You can see, I don't know if you can see it there. All right, back to 2. There you go. So whatever else it was in there, he got signed. But I was so happy I came in and I'm like, oh, he signed the thing because we had the Post-it notes for who it was supposed to be signed for, and he spelled my name correctly. Everything is great. I have to put this back in the clamshell that I got for it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you're looking at deep psychosis of all of us here. Me more than the rest of them, and then Jim more than me.
Oh, trust me, I would probably, I would be in that same situation if I had that access like you guys have. That would have been me as well, because I do things like I go to like conventions for those kinds of things, and one of my favorite pieces that I have is that I had this Halloween book that I have signed by the guy who played Michael Myers, and he also directed The Last Starfighter. But like,
let me open that up again. The way I want to give a single shot on that, if you could.
The pen is interesting. Like he didn't use.
I was just gonna say the way the pen is on there, it looks like it was printed with the book.
Yeah, no, he signed that. In fact, it was funny. I went to this convention, ended up taking my daughter with me, and I went up, got in line, went to talk to Nick Castle. I was so excited. Yeah, one of my favorite. It's my favorite, horror franchise and stuff like that.
Right.
And he saw my daughter. And was talking to my daughter the whole time because he has grandkids her age. So I'm sitting here trying to meet the guy that like sparked my love of horror movies and things like that. And he's hanging out with my kid. And I'm just like, and I got a picture of the three of them. My daughter didn't even want to be there. And I'm just sitting there with Nick Castle taking a picture. And my daughter's in it with me. And I got him to sign this. It's fantastic. Next time if I have the opportunity to meet him or sign again, I'm going to bring The Last Starfighter. So yeah, like if I had that access like you guys, I probably would have been just as...
right,
insane about just putting anything I could put my hands out in there, especially with some of these older actors that you probably won't ever see again, or unfortunately might pass soon. Things like that. Like that's impressive.
I thought he was a real good dude for just doing that. Like he just assumed like, oh, this is stuff that they want me to sign. I guess I'll just do it.
Yeah, I have they put out a Quentin Tarantino Blu-ray set, like of all the movies. I have that signed by Quentin. That's on display.
I'll keep that.
And I have a Sopranos box set signed by David Chase, which it's like...
You have to keep that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
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 And that's because I interviewed...
You don't have License to Drive displayed? You should put that up in your studio.
I really should.
See, you should unfold it so it's flat and frame it.
Yeah. And then remember Johnny Rotten was in.
Oh, yeah.
I think he did either Opie and Jim, or did he do O&A? I think he did O&A.
Yeah.
And he had a great interview.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was a gamble, I remember. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
He could be weird.
Yeah.
And I remember him having a great time. And then he came out and he signed a couple things. And he doesn't like signing Sex Pistols stuff.
Sure.
Like, it's like really like and I put it down in front of him. Like he got done signing stuff. And I put the record down and he goes... and then he signs it. I was like, yes!
I had one of those when Brock Lesnar came in. To promote his book.
Yeah.
And he was not in WWE, he was in UFC at the time, but he was actually in to promote his book. He actually did an interview, and I brought my wrestling chair in.
Wait a minute. Do I have... okay, go ahead.
think you have it.
And Brock, the interview was good, and Brock looked at the wrestling chair, and he was very anti-pro wrestling at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And he did one of those breaths, and then he picked it up, and he acted like he was going to hit me with it, and then he kind of laughed, and he signed it.
And he probably...
Sam had this was his second.
He's got a lot on there.
This was his second chair. Like he just had a regular chair. Like you get this at where? Like at Office Max or something. Yep. It's just a basic metal chair that he had signed by tons of wrestlers. I think this was his second chair that was getting covered in there. But like Sam said, he saw that it was, all these wrestlers had signed it. So it was obviously a keepsake, not something to sell.
I was going to say, like, even though Lesnar was anti-wrestling at the time, you got to think that he sees this, and you're right, sees it as this is like a grail of history of wrestling. You got to put your name on it. Like, regardless of your feelings of the sport and the company or whatever, put your signature on there. Put your old Herbie Hancock.
I have a a WrestleMania box set, and I forgot how many years it goes up to. I think it went up to like WrestleMania 22, and I don't even know. I'm looking at the list right now of how many Yeah, Brock signed it too. If I can get this to show, look at that.
Oh wow!
Look at all the names of the people.
That's all signed it. Oh my!
All
God.
signed it, right? So I have the WrestleMania box set signed.
I do love have you have Virgil on there.
Yeah, I think that was another case.
I didn't want you signing this either.
I think that was another case where I just didn't want.
You didn't want to tell him no.
Didn't want to deal with it, and he signed the thing.
Like I remember, God rest their souls, the Coyotes. When they had changed their logo from the Kachina to like their new redo, they did this big thing where all the players were going around to different parts of the valley in Arizona and be like, you can go and do meet and greets. And I must have taken, I think, the week off of work.
I prefer
and
meet
I would
and
drive
greets.
over to all these places, and I had a jersey signed by the entire team at that point. And it's like one of my favorite things in the world, and like I keep it tucked away because.
And then they moved out of your city and then changed their name, and you were for naught. Super agent, Hollywood agent, Rob Stark is in the chats there. Didn't Jim get Brock to put him in a heel hook or something then? Yeah, Jim, whenever we had UFC people in there, Jim would insist on them doing some kind of move on them and explain the move. And then Jim would react accordingly to how painful it was. What Rob's talking about is this.
And so I wanted to know if you would put me in something, but not. I tap very quickly, and
he taps so quick,
really quick.
I'll just do something really simple on you.
He's grabbing my leg.
Yeah, this is.
Hold on, where do I tap now, Brock? That's a very important.
This is just something.
All right,
really
he's got him
simple.
around the calf.
My hand is
This
here.
is
With his
it.
arm.
Okay, he's
That's
got my
all.
he's
This
got my
is it.
calf,
And now he's putting the front of.
Oh, wow! Now, what Brock did was he took my leg. He's got my leg under his arm.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. We could do that just one more time, but not for a long time.
The leverage he's got on his shin.
That's just an Achilles lock.
That's an Achilles lock.
This is.
Oh,
this
okay.
Would be this would be a heel hook.
A heel hook. Oh, that looks. Wow, that's not good. Oh, I don't like the heel hook at all. Wow. Do you know how you knew that was going to suck? Because as he's explaining, there's no pressure being applied. I'm like, I don't like this already. That's how you would beat me. If we were fighting and you just went heel hook, I'd go, all right. I'm fucking finished.
He tapped at the fucking monologue.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
So
it's pretty.
There you go.
The fact that he was professional enough to still try to describe it on air when it was still painful is still really good. It's like, what's happening now is that I'm in immense pain.
All right, he's rolling up the cuff of my pant leg. My calf is exposed. He's pulling up my ankle socks.
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
And now I lost all feeling and I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
Jim was good like that. They put him in so many different moves, stretching him out and submission holds, and those videos still to this day get passed around of just this guy getting UFC moves put on him.
That's good.
Yeah, go look it up. Look up Jim Norton UFC, and then every version, like John Bones Jones coming in, Forrest Griffin, all those people doing stuff. I think even Ronda Rousey? One of the female champions did something to Jim, and that was hilarious too. Finishing up with Sam's show.
Looked at it and he saw all the signatures that you have on it.
Right, and it's but I can't.
But Brock's a hard one.
There's not a lot of people that have Brock signatures in general.
Yeah.
The fact that on that chair, and I think that's the same chair that has like Hogan and Piper and like all these other people on it.
You're going to put their kids through college.
Yeah.
You should put that up on Fanatics Live.
That's true.
Is that ONA he was in on?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember Club Soda Kenny got a picture. The Club Soda Kenny never got pictures.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Somebody else that I was worried about that ended up being great was Jeff Goldblum. Because you heard
he played the movie game.
But you heard through the years like he could be a tough interview.
Because he's his own vibe.
He's his own vibe. Same thing with Billy Bob Thornton. And he was incredible.
Well, I mean, Billy Bob Thornton is notorious for his bad interview. His interview gone awry is one of the pillars of internet lore.
Look, Jeff Goldblum was too tall. He had to squat down to the console to sign Jim's photo with him.
That's pretty good.
I got to go through. I just don't have enough time in my day because people were like, you got to throw the archives online. Yeah, it takes a long time to digitize this stuff. Not everything from, what was it, like 94 to 2004 aren't fully digitized. They're on DAT tapes and mini discs and things, and I just don't have the time to do it in real time anymore. And then I have this giant photo archive where I have lots of candid behind the scene things like this. I don't know what possessed me, but I'm glad I did it, that I was taking photos of celebrities signing things or just awkward moments in the hallway. And they turn out to be some of the greatest things to look back and look at.
This is exactly why you do it. Like this is perfect for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I did. Glad
really
I did
cool.
all of that.
It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Erik Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on